DBs, Coach D Magic here, former D1 defensive back. We're here to talk about Shilo Sanders. Just got done playing the East West Shrine Bowl, and a lot of media outlets are saying he is struggling. He can't play at the next level. And I found this video on Twitter, so I don't own the rights to this video, but someone made this, I guess, of Shilo's lowlights, basically saying, hey, he's struggling really bad, and use these compilation of clips to show why he's struggling. Now, based on this video, I'm going to tell you, when he does lose on these clips, is it because of him? Is it because of the situation? Because he's not the only prospect struggling, and I think this video can be a lot misleading. So we're going to go over these one-on-ones, these 7-on-7s, these clips where he's getting beat, the footwork drills, and talk about if it's him or, are people just kind of have it out for him. Make sure you go to thedbnetwork.com. We have an exciting new product, DB bands. They preach technique, eye discipline, being patient, staying square, help you be elite with your technique, help you lock in mentally. So I'll put the link in the description, thedbnetwork.com. Right here, taking on a block. All right, we take on a block the wrong way. If he's a rover, he's most likely going to be an edge setter. So if this is number 2, if the ball gets to the edge, all right, we have got to cross face. We've got to get to his outside shoulder, which it looks like. So right here, we have a perfect opportunity. He has 1 foot on the ground, 1 off, to get our body to his outside shoulder to force. It looks like he's going to force, but then we choose to go inside. So this is definitely an error on him. Can't do that. Got into a fight. We allowed the receiver to seal us. So I will say this is not good. You can't have this happen versus a receiver. We're good here. Boom. We're good here. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. We go the other side. Bad move. So starting with this play, when I was reviewing Shilo Sanders' film, you got to understand what type of player he is. He is not a man guy. He is not, I wouldn't say he's like a true middle field safety guy. So think about it like a Kalen Bullock, who has crazy range, Cam Kitchens, Malachi Starks, even Caleb Downs. So he's not one of those guys, all right? So if he's a safety and he can't do any of those things, what can he play? Think about it. Jamal Adams, he was a first-round pick. He did have success early in his career. If you think about a guy named like Kyle Hamilton. If you look at Kyle Hamilton last year, he was getting work, or his rookie year draft process, he was getting worked in one-on-ones, could not cover anyone. To be honest, guys, most safeties cannot cover in one-on-ones. They are scheme guys. So I project him as to be a rover, that extra safety in the box. He could probably play some quarters where, you have some space between you and number 2. So technically it is man in a way, but you don't have to get up on him. But I will say that he does need to do a better job of being able to guard tight ends, because if you can't guard tight ends, it's going to be rough. But I see him as being a all-purpose special teams guy. Guys, like, not everyone can start. So if he can, I think he can make a roster being physical, being good on special teams, and being a backup. There's nothing wrong with that. You're still in the NFL. All right, so let's go over his technique here. First thing is his footwork is bad for what he's trying to do. Okay, so he is trying to flash jam or fake jam a receiver. Okay, so if you're going to have your feet like this, you better just go all out for the jam, because if you flash jam, all right, now look at our feet. So if you're not going to jam, look at our feet. Our hips are already open. The gate's already open. So you might as well start square, then go with the flash technique, so that if so after you flash, you still have good feet. So this was a bad idea from the jump, and it shows me he's not really comfortable in man-to-man situations. And again, a lot of safeties aren't, but I was honestly not surprised, because that's not what he did at Colorado ever. He was a middle of the field headhunter, so he's not going to look good in these one-on-one situations, especially against a shifty guy in the slot. Bad footwork initially, bad plan. Now here, he's just too fast. Okay, I can't see this tight end. This tight end is probably has his hand in the dirt. Okay, he does good here. He does good with the scooch technique. Scooch, scooch. But you never want to backpedal after a scooch versus a tight end with his hand in the dirt. So if you're going to scooch, it's because you're trying to take away space. So when you backpedal, you gave him the space he wanted. So scooch, scooch, backpedal, boom. Right where we would be square before we backpedaled, that's where he broke. We gave him the separation he needed, he wanted to create an easy catch. Oh, he dropped it, but it wasn't because of us. So it was bad technique here. And again, you can fix that, guys. Like, it just shows me that he's not comfortable in these man-on-man situations. But again, there are plenty of safeties at the next level who aren't comfortable in man-to-man situations. And there's schemes guys, there's zone guys. Now, I will say, if it sounds like I'm making excuses for him, I'm basically saying that he's going to get a shot at the NFL, period, because of his name. It doesn't matter if his name was Sanders, that helps. But there's a lot of guys who are going to get a shot because of their name. There's 5-star prospects who did nothing in college that get a free agent tryout and make teams because of their name in high school. So it's no different than anybody else who has some type of name that's getting them opportunities. That's just how the world works. Now, right here, this is just him playing curl flat, and I don't understand how they're saying this is him or this is a low light, because if they're not telling him to jam, the only thing I can say is like hang in there a little longer and reroute. But if they're telling him to do the technique like this, buzz your feet or hot your feet, all right, work to the flat, hinge, and get depth, then that's really not him unless they want him to jam. And the weak point of a cover three, because a curl flat technique is in a cover three, is the seams. So again, unless they're telling him to jam and he's not doing it correctly, which means he's not being coachable or he's not showing he has IQ, then this is bad. If not, this is just the weakness in the defense. Curl flat. Only thing I will say is that I would hang here if there's no flat threat. So I would hang here, hang, just to put my body in front of him to reroute him. You don't get a lot of reroutes in the NFL level. If there's nothing to the flat, then I would hang a little longer. So unless they're saying he should have done that, I don't really see the problem here. It all depends on how he's being coached, because I don't see anything to the flat here. Now on this next play, they're trying to say that this is bad footwork. I think it's decent footwork. The ball just was weird. He didn't get a good ball. So look. See how, I don't really count that as a drop. I think he's obviously expecting it. The ball to his chest is to the side. I for one hate when your only job as a person who's throwing the ball at these events is to throw it to my numbers, and it's not to my numbers. All right, it's to the side. He could have made more effort. He could have showed his hands a lot more by going to get that. But a low light, no. I think the footwork is adequate. And again, I'm only going off videos like this where they're setting up the plays that are supposed to say that he's not doing well. I don't know if he's doing well or not. I really don't care. This is the video I have to work with, all right? So we have a tight end. All right, we got a curl flat concept. I don't know what he's playing here. All right. But we have a tight end. Runs a little curl right here. Again, he's way too fast with his feet. Too fast with his feet. You don't want to backpedal out of there. All right, these guys aren't going to run by you. Tight ends aren't going to run by you. They're going to run or H-backs in this case aren't going to run by you. Simple things like this. We got to play physical, or we got to be a lot more firm with our positioning. We are playing a little soft, a lot soft. All right, we got another backpedal. Decent footwork. The ball's late and it's high. Like, I don't understand how this is a low light. What are we doing here, quarterback? What are we doing here? Late, high. It could, okay, maybe you're saying he's not focused. He's not even watching the right quarterback, because he is kind of looking here for this ball, and then it ends up being like over here. So you know what? That could be it too. I don't know the context, but it could be one of two things. The quarterback is just not doing what he's supposed to do, or we told you, hey, This line has this quarterback. This line has this quarterback, and maybe he's not listening and he's screwing up the quarterback. Who knows? But the ball was horrible, regardless. All right, here. Okay, I think this was decent footwork. We're in the end zone. You got to play tight. You can't back up too much. Can't back up too much. All right. I'm not mad at this. All right. We could be a little tighter, but I'm not mad. It's not like he's running out of there. We're flat. The receiver's flat. The ball's on point. Okay. We can get better there. It's a missed opportunity. We can get better there. I don't think that's him not being able to play at the next level or be able to play at all or looking awful. But that's one of those things where, yes, we didn't make the play. Some can, some can't. It is what it is. I'm going to move on. All right, and here, I don't know where his eyes are supposed to be. If this looks like quarters. If this is quarters, then this is bad on him. Because in quarters safety, we were responsible for number 2 vertically. All right. This is number 2. I'm assuming. I can't see who's out there, but I'm assuming this is number 2, which means we have to see him. He doesn't block at all. Okay. There should be no confusion about what he's doing. He's running out of there. He's vertical. All right. If this is quarters, guys, this is on us. Okay. So that could be a mental error. So again, some bad, some good. He's not comfortable in man. A lot of these safeties aren't. Again, I'm going to keep saying Kyle Hamilton because he looked horrible in the pre-draft process when it came to man-to-man things, or I think his rookie year. I saw some clips. But, I'm not here to slander the kid. I think he's going to get a chance as a free agent, and he's going to be a special teams guy, meaning making the roster, not a starter. All right, I would love to be on a roster making, the league minimum. One injury away, one opportunity away from being a starter. All right, so I think that's gonna be his career. He's a football player. He's not a specialist at anything, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna slander him like I see it out there. Didn't have the best day. Didn't have the worst week I've ever seen. Make sure you go to thedbnetwork.com. Check out our DB Mastery program and our DB bands. I hope you enjoyed it.